The South Australian West End League is well underway with 4 rounds of the Sports Centre Cup and the West End Draft City North versus City South representative game played. I'm Laura Eckert and welcome to the fresh 92.7 SARL panel. This month I'm joined by Roosters Blue player and senior representative player Adam Levi, Eels player and former Northern Districts Dragon player Rob Rummery, and senior representative player and Henley Raiders player Chris Ziggy Bartlett. Welcome guys.
G'day. G'day Laura.
Well, Eels are currently at the top of the ladder. Are you guys surprised with how you performed so far this season?
No, not at all. I think the inclusion of a few players from different areas around Australia's really boosted the Eels, And Mark's got us doing good structures, hard training, had a good pre-season, so it's not really that surprising.
And Roosters Blue are currently in 4th position, although you have a game to play against the Woodville Panthers. How do you feel?
We're gelling well as a side, still putting some youth on the park each week and trying to put that influx of youth into the Roosters game plan that we've had pretty solid for the last 3 years. And I believe we'll be having another successful season.
Yep. So you're currently back-to-back premiers and you're looking at another strong season ahead. How do you feel about a three-peat?
We've spoken about this at the club and we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves because we believe we've still definitely got some work to do. We had a draw with the Eels a few weeks back and doesn't put us where we thought that we were. We've got a lot of work to do on the training track and we have been putting in.
South Adelaide Bulldogs, a bit of a dark horse this year after finishing 5th in the season in 2013. They're currently 3rd on the ladder after a blockbuster game against the Roosters Whites. Could they be contenders?
Yeah, I reckon they're always going to be a good side. They've got Rowdy in their team this year. He was there a few years ago and he's come back from Murray Bridge and they've got a few good players there. Big Don Clune always takes them forward. I think he's captaining the team this year, so while they've got a few good players in their team, they'll do well.
And the lineup for this season, we've seen quite a few changes in the teams. We saw the discontinuation of the Dragons and the Cougars and the Tigers, but we're welcoming the new Woodville Panthers side. How have we felt about the Panthers and how have they performed this season with a lot of new players?
I'll leave that to you guys because I haven't seen them yet, so go for it.
Yeah, they've got a lot of old Cougars players gone across to them. I think they've pretty much performed as expected.
Yeah, I think it's a good mix of an old team and getting some new people involved in the game, so it's always good to get some new faces on the paddock for the SARL. So.
Yeah. And other changes, the Eels club have chosen to field 2 teams this season after winning the Division 2 Premiership last year. Many of the former Dragon players have helped field in. Has this had an impact on the team's performance?
Yes and no. Obviously you have Ducky there as the assistant coach. He's really putting us through our paces fitness-wise. And obviously Dag's at the back, he's in the state team, performing well, as always. And then Jay Gearse as well, he's another one, he's in the state side. So there are a few around the traps, going all right.
Henley Raiders is another club to have players join in. How is the team working at the moment with the new players?
Yeah, we're still gelling at the moment. We've had a few sort of disrupted weeks with training for Easter and Anzac Day, so we're still coming together as a side, and I think we've got 1 win and 1 loss and 1 draw, so we're a bit inconsistent at the moment, but as we start to gel as a team a bit more, I think we'll really start stringing some wins together, and yeah, I think we're really starting to come together as one club. So.
Well, we'll move on to the state team competing in the State League Championships, which will be held from the 6th of June to the 8th of June at the Coopers Stadium. The team has been selected from the West End Draft City North versus City South contests. How's the team looking?
Yeah, it's looking pretty good at the moment. They've gone with a big squad. So, like, while we had the selection trial, people are still competing for positions, so it's making everyone work really hard at training and perform on on the weekends for their individual clubs, so it's looking good at the moment.
Yeah. And you were both on the team last year. What can you take from your performance in your last year's championships?
I think we've discussed it at training, and we want to put forward a respectable performance again. We need to be competitive for a bit longer, and we think the pressure will sort of shift a little bit off of us and back onto the side we're playing against. To be competitive longer, we've got to do a few things, and we've been focusing on those at training with Kelso McEwen.
Yeah, Kelso's got us looking at things like our completion rate. We started last year, we set some goals with completion rates at a certain percentage, and when we did reach those goals, we started looking good as a team, and in particular last year against Northern Territory, I think we were losing about 14-0 at half time, and the end of the game was 20-6, so in that second half it was 6-all, so the potential's there for us to compete with those stronger states. So
Congratulations to all the players selected in the under-18 state team to compete in the championships. How are the boys training?
Yeah, really well. We've got a lot of the boys from last year stepping up again. Chris Davidson, he's trained the house down like cut snake. So he's going all right. I think we're really looking to those boys who played last year to step up and push forward, and really much the same as the senior state side. Compete a bit more for longer periods.
And there any new faces?
Yeah, got a lot of new faces. Got a lot of the boys come up from the under-15s, so hopefully they can put a bit of excitement and competition into the side.
Yeah. And the West End Man of the Match award, proudly supported by West End Draft, gives players recognition for their efforts in the designated match of the round. Thoughts on the players who receive the awards?
I have seen a bit of Simon Wilkes and a few of the other guys in the north-south, and he was really destructive. He from around the ruck, and his speed in playing South Australian Rugby League was just unmatched. He really cut us apart for about 10 minutes there. He's from your club, isn't he?
Yeah. And, no, it really provides a bit of encouragement to players. So a bit of recognition there that from their peers that they've played a good game, and also gets their mug on the camera at the end of the day with the interview. So a few blokes are always happy to do that.
Better theirs than yours, mate.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's also new to Australia, just moving from the UK. How has his inclusion been to the team?
Yeah, he's done really well. He's came out to Henley at the start of the year, and has been training hard and put some good performances on the paddock. I think in that interview he's from the north of England, around Leeds area, and it's pretty hard to understand, so you might need to include subtitles next time. It's a bit of a struggle. So, but so he's in that state team as well. So he's been recognised for his performances by Kelso and the state team. So he'll be able to show that on the June long weekend.
Yeah.
And there's a few other Raiders boys in that back line as well. Warren Moore and is it Luke?
Yeah, big
Lee.
Luke Lee. He's also from Leeds in England. He actually played a few games in the Super League for the Leeds Rhinos, so he's got a good rugby league background, and he's in that state team to add a bit of professional attitude to it.
Oh, great. Well,
Looks
thank you.
good.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys.
No worries,
Thanks,
you.
Laura.
Nice.
Here to discuss Behind the League, I am joined by Adelaide Rugby League referee and SARL director Steve Baker, Touch Football SA General Manager Tim Wild, and SARL Marketing Sponsorship and Events Coordinator Leah Kiera. The NRL and Touch Football Australia agreed to a strategic alliance in 2013 with the aim of creating the largest sporting community in Australia. How does Touch benefit from the alliance?
Well, I guess like both codes, the main advantage of the alliance is an increase in reach and profile for both sports, which hopefully transitions into increased participation here in South Australia. But other benefits include greater access to green space and facility hires, And that's largely through a 12-month product offering, so we won't be seasonal based anymore. We'll be operating all the way throughout the year, which will hopefully increase corporate and government support as well.
What are some of the next processes in this alliance?
The next step for us is to sit down with the SA Rugby League and work out exactly the operational details of both organisations here in SA to gain a better understanding of the current workload, and then to develop some operational priorities and outcomes that we want to achieve here in South Australia and commence actioning them.
And how will this impact both forms of the game, contact and non-contact, in Australia, South Australia?
It really brings in the element of touch football, especially for women in the game, and also for juniors that don't necessarily want to play the tackle form of the game. And also brings in the larger age bracket, so people of all ages can keep playing the game all year round.
It's a fantastic opportunity for both codes. There's not a lot of exposure in the mainstream media in South Australia, unfortunately, and this is a wonderful opportunity for the game to be played in more places, at more times, more often. And I guess the opportunity for more people to see the game will hopefully encourage more people to come and have a look and come and try. And as Tim said, all year round is a great opportunity for everybody.
I guess the important thing to note is we're not trying to replace any version of league that's currently in existence. So if people want to play tackle or they want to play tag, they still can. We're just offering another option for participation.
The SARL 2014 Officeworks Junior League is being run differently to season 2013, with the Northern District and Southern District RL competition introduced. How is the Northern and Southern District working?
Look, it's working really, really well, Laura. We've put a lot of work into this as a league, as a board, and one of the important things for us as a board of the South Australian Rugby League was to grow the game, get more people playing rugby league. Really important, and obviously bringing more young people into the game, getting them a little bit more involved. They might have played other sports, they may still play other sports or other codes of football. This is just an opportunity for them to taste it. We found that we needed to take the game back to the grassroots areas of rugby league, and so by splitting the north and south regions, we figured that it's more accessible for families to be able to play the game. And there was a major review done at the end of 2013 by the NRL project officer Michael Daban. So that project has basically evolved into what we've rolled out in 2014. It's been really exciting. We're getting more kids playing the game, we're getting more people turning up at the venues, and it's really, really growing the game quite quickly. And we're really surprised and we're really buoyed, I guess, by the feedback that we're getting, particularly from parents and from kids who are coming along week in, week out playing rugby league. It's fantastic.
The SARL also dropped junior player fees to $10 for players under 18. What impact do you think this will have on parents encouraging their kids to? Well,
it's made it the most affordable sport in South Australia, I believe. We would be the cheapest sport for registrations in the country. The great thing is now, with all the alliances with tag and touch and those sorts of codes, once you pay a registration fee to play those games, you're also registered to play rugby league. So from a junior point of view, that $10 fee can cover all the codes of football, and it's a really great opportunity. It's inexpensive and it's great because all the family can play. So parents don't have to suddenly decide, well, I can only allow one of my kids to play. No, every kid can come along, girls and boys, and they can play rugby league. It's $10 and they come along, have fun, enjoy the game. And look, it's not just about playing sport, it's about being part of a team, it's about enjoying making friends and meeting new people. And the social aspect of clubland as well is very, very important. As we've seen with the senior blokes, so to build that camaraderie and to build that at an early age is a great opportunity. And we're hoping that the $10 registration fee obviously encourages more people to come forward and it makes it affordable.
The South Australian Rugby League and charity partner, the Epilepsy Centre, are hosting a corporate business launch, Success by Any Means, on Friday, June the 20th, 2014 at the prestigious Adelaide Oval, with aspirations of attracting over 300 guests. What aspirations are there for this event?
Massive.
It's one way to put it.
It's going to be huge. I mean, the Adelaide Oval, what a fantastic venue. I mean, really, what a great venue. Great for us to be able to get in there. Leah has done so much work on this, and Leah, look, really, she won't say too much. She's a very modest girl, but she's done a lot of work to put this together, and really a credit to her. She's managed to snare probably two of the greatest people in rugby league to come and speak at the event. The King, Wally Lewis. I mean, he is the king of rugby league. He's known by everybody. He's just a
South
superstar. You know, tickets are already selling. He's just a great draw card, and also the fact that it's a joint fundraiser with the Epilepsy Centre as well. And Wally, of course, suffered an epileptic fit while treating the news on Channel 9 in Brisbane. And that happened live to air, and he had a fit there and then, and he obviously was treated and he's recovered. So he'll be great to hear his story about that. And obviously Jim Doyle. Now, people might not know Jim Doyle from a rugby league sense, but he was the guy who invented Navman, the little doovie that you sit on your windscreen of your car and you know, tells you where to go. She who must be obeyed. Yeah, and it's a fantastic. He's got a great story as well, and it's just a great venue with great people, and I can't wait. I think it's going to be really exciting.
Yep. And it's also all about growing the game. It will benefit touch as well, in the respect that we're raising awareness of epilepsy and the NRL being in South Australia.
Yep. Yep.
So tickets for that are actually $150, and they can be purchased from the Epilepsy Centre by calling 1300 850 081.
So get your tickets, because they are selling really quickly. I mean, we're already starting to sell tickets. It's only been out in the public eye for a matter of days, and you know, they are really selling. So we're expecting a really big response. There's going to be some auctions and things there, so people are going to be able to pick up some NRL memorabilia and sign jerseys, and obviously Wally Lewis will be there to sign autographs and do all those sorts of things. So look, it's going to be a great fun luncheon, but a great opportunity for business people to take their clients out and really enjoy themselves. I'm sure Tim's really looking forward to it.
Yep.
Absolutely, and you know, Leah sent me the email, and I've certainly flicked it onto our membership as well, so our members are very excited.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a great day.
Laura, you'll have to be there.
I will.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, guys, for joining.
Thanks, Laura.
Thanks for having us.
For more information on the league and where to play NRL in SA, visit www.sarugbyleague.com.au. I'm Laura Eckert, and you've been watching the Fresh 92.7 SARL panel. See you next month.